back, A2TP podcast, episode 129, and we are back for another week of your boy and your girl. Let's run off these identifications. Identifications. A2TPodcast.com, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Radio Public, TikTok, Breaker, and Spotify. And for like the 52nd time, I checked, and we still there.
But you didn't say what the show is.
I did say what the show is.
You said we back.
I said another episode of A2TP podcast, episode 129.
Okay, I missed that. I'm sorry.
Tranquilo, papi.
Tranquilo, papi.
Like, you gotta calm down, because that can't be in the show. Like, you gotta trust over here, and then I'll trust over there. But if you don't trust over here, I ain't gonna trust over there.
I'm sorry.
All right, so you handle the co-hostess side of the thing.
Yes.
Before I shut the gate. Let's get right to it. How are you?
Who are you?
How are you?
But who are you?
I am International Walk.
It's your girl Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest.
Oh, see, you throwing me off. Threw me off, man. Go ahead.
But I'm doing well.
Shit.
Mentally.
Damn, if you wouldn't have just said nothing, I would have been flowing. Go ahead.
Babe, you kind of mixed up your intro.
I know, but I would have never forgot that if you wouldn't have trying to check over here to see if I'm doing right.
You want to start over?
No, I want you to make sure you're doing right.
Okay. I'm doing good. I'm a 9. I'm feeling a 9 today. I was one of the things, and this is, I'll be succinct. I'm just happy that we have the communication skills that we have. We're learning, we're growing. Sometimes we may regress a little, either me or you or both of us, whatever, but I'm just happy that we have we here. So I'm a 9. The chi, yeah, that's okay. We can call
finances.
It finances is a 10. I don't have any complaints about finances. I'm just grateful that God continues to bless us. We haven't had any hiccups. And I'm just grateful for, if a hiccup comes along, we good. Grateful. Work is a 10. Work is really good. I have no complaints. Just nervous, not even nervous, just apprehensive.
Fuck you nervous for?
Yeah, I'm not nervous. Nervous is the wrong word. I'm just excited, and I got some excited jitters to do my thing, do what I gotta do, and that's all. But it's a good thing. It's not like
you get excited. You take poops. Is it a lot of poop before an event? No,
because I
know how your innards get racing.
But you gotta think too. I don't like to go to the bathroom and
other places.
Yeah. So if I'm out somewhere, no.
Okay. Yeah. Even if it comes you feel that the butterflies, you just will fight it. My body,
even when we go on vacation,
your body just won't let you.
My body don't let me go to the bathroom for the first 3 days, and this is probably gross conversation, but it my body just does. My body is it knows we are not home, and it's
I've had I've experienced.
Yeah,
that.
You have sometimes on vacation, you usually your body flows more freely than mine, but my body be knowing this ain't familiar territory. What we doing here? Okay.
I digress.
Yeah. And then physically I'm an 8. Nothing is hurting, nothing is wrong. I just got to get back in my groove of being more physically active because I feel better. And that plays into my mental too.
So why the fuck you ain't walking?
It ain't no. I mean, it's just I don't know. I guess part of the work thing too is just wanting to
burn off some excitement.
Yeah, I do need to do that. And then the rain too. The last couple weeks or whatever has kind of been. But it don't mean that I can't do other stuff. But again, nothing is hurting, nothing is bad. I just have to do a better job. So
Cool. 9, 10, 10, 8.
Yep. So how are you?
I am.
Wait. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Mentally, I would say I'm a 9. I'm not at peak performance, but I'm going to say I'm a neener, nueve. Mm-hmm. Finances is always a 10. God has blessed us every day we wake up. So thankful for that. Work, I would say, is a nueve. No, I would say that's an 8. Works at 8.
Is it because of your drive? You got a longer commute
distance.
now.
It's 5-6 more miles, which turns into 15 more minutes. And
I hate that
shit.
You. Yeah.
I don't. I be feeling like I want to rent a car. like a beater or something. Physicality, I feel good. I had therapy today, and I don't feel as tired as I used to feel. But yeah, I feel good. So I'm gonna say physicality. I'm gonna say is a 9.
Yeah, that's good. I'm proud of you for sticking to therapy because I know you didn't have to continue, but you're opting to just for, for your own physical stability, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You've been doing a great job.
I ain't gonna do it forever, but yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I don't want to digress from the show a little much, but I want to take a little bit of control. If somebody asks you what was our story of how we met, what would you tell them?
Wow. Okay, let's go into that. I would tell them how we met. I knew you since you were a little girl. So it would be like, I always knew her. So it wouldn't be like, we never had a formal, hey, I'm Natasha. Hey, I'm Jamar. Like, we never had that. So I guess I would start there and say, we never really actually met. I knew her whole life. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, what was the story of us? Like, so I this comes from, that page I love on IG. I want to go to New York and walk the streets so they can find us. But they always ask people like, okay, what's your story?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it.
And it just made me think, like, what would be your response?
If I had to make up a story?
Like, tell our story, like, in the 30 seconds that they give you.
In 30 seconds, I would just probably say we knew each other. We grew up in the same neighborhood. She always liked me since she was too young. She was too young to like me. We kind of separated for a while, had our own lives, came back together. And in the gist of it, I mean, there were some bumps and ups and downs, but the gist of it is it's 21 years later. Like, so it's a lot in there, but I can't get it all in 30 seconds.
Just meant like how we became, like not the story of us, but like the story of how we got together.
Oh yeah, there's a Broad and Lehigh story. There's the, we're layered.
Okay, all right.
Layered.
I was just curious.
Layered. I would have to think about it and come back to it, like maybe at the end or on a different episode. But all right. I like the question though. Yeah, I do like the question. Wows and woes. Ups, down, black, white, stops.
My wow is just grateful for a new season, summertime. God has allowed us to continue to transition. The world is crazy and the weather is crazy, and it be feeling like, is this the end? Because the summer be feeling like the fall sometimes. The winter was feeling like the summer on some days.
They tried to warn us about global warming.
Yeah.
But we didn't listen.
So I'm just grateful to see, and we always, have a great time in the summer, God willing, we continue that through this summer, more experiences, more memories. So I'm looking forward to that, building more memories with you. So that's just my wow. I love the summer. I know people hate the heat, and maybe I'm a little biased because I don't have to be in the heat. Like, I work in the air, I drive in the air, I live in the air, and my house, so I don't really have to experience the heat.
Talk your shit.
No, I don't mean it like that. I just mean like, when people be like, oh my God, it feels so hot. I love the heat.
But I don't feel it.
I hate it.
Because I'm always in the motherfucking
But if
air.
I have to be in it, then, it ain't. But I can imagine if I had an environment where I'm constantly in it, I might not feel the same. But I'm just that. So that's just my wow. Just thankful for another season.
Whoa.
I don't really have any woes. Whoa. And I'm not going to make...
Like, whoa.
I'm not gonna make it up. I'm just grateful. So I don't have, I mean, there's horrible stuff going on in the world, but I ain't gonna even dwell on that. I'm in a good space, so I don't have any woes.
Nothing going on, like, whoa. Yeah. My wows and woes is, my wow is that we just made it another week. Nothing really grandstand happening except life, living, breathing, talking to God. So that's another week of that. Is makes my soul happy. Woes, I kind of transferred from my last therapy place to my new therapy place, and I kind of left some people there that I didn't realize in the midst of transferring. Once I got there and seen new people, it was like, damn, what Joe doing? Like, we always was looking for each other when we came in there. So it just made me like a little sad.
Aww.
Just to see like I got different people in a much older and much bougier.
Even more older?
Because it's, because
different area, yeah.
And that location is like bougie people.
Yeah.
But, that's just the only down thing that happened to me this week.
Did you and Joe exchange numbers?
No, none of that. Baby steps.
Yeah, but y'all probably never would have.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'll make friends.
Yes, I mean, I'm sure it's like a whoa, like it ain't no Joe or Joan here, but at the end of their therapy, they would have moved on anyway.
Oh, they would have knew Walter.
Yeah,
they would have knew Walter. Going around the news cycle, Carlisha Hood. So Carlisha Hood is a mom and her 14-year-old son went to get something to eat and left her son in the car, obviously with her pistol. And she went into the store to get something to eat, got into an argument with the man in the store who punched her in the face upside the head 3 times. His mom called for him to come inside and shoot the man, and he did. Let me back up. She called him in to protect her from the man punching her. Once the kid saw the mom being punched, then he shot. He shot the man. So they locked them both up for first-degree murder a week ago, or when this happened. Mm-hmm. And then as of recent, the charges was dropped. But just in that situation, what do you think about the situation? Because there's a bunch of questions I want to ask, but what was your thoughts just on that situation?
This is one of those F run and find out situations, and he found out that you can't just go hitting somebody and think that there may not be repercussions. I mean, you shouldn't just go hitting somebody anyway.
Keep your fucking hands to yourself.
And in this situation, the way, okay, so I'll be completely transparent. I did not see the video until today, and it was actually I kind of I couldn't even see her, and I don't know if the way the video was posted that they cut it off purposely. I don't know if that's how the original video looked.
No, there was an original video without the kid in the frame. It was just the guy and her where you seen the punches. Then they showed a video of the kid in the doorway.
Okay, well, the video I seen,
the mom arguing, so you can't really see her.
Yeah, okay, the video I seen, you could only see the guy, and I see him doing this, putting his hands up, I guess, arguing. I couldn't see the mom, but then I seen him swing and hit her, and then keep hitting her, but I couldn't see her. I could just see him swinging.
Well, she fell the first time, so that's probably why she fell out the frame.
No, I never saw her, is what I'm saying. And again, I don't know if they purposely cut it out at this point because I heard that he really beat her up. But nevertheless, it's one of them situations where no matter what the argument was about, the fact that you would go and hit this woman like that is crazy. It's not surprising because, nowadays just the lack of respect and morals, I really feel like there's demons walking on this planet. Now, what caught me a little off guard is, like I said, I just seen a video today. I just seen a picture of her and her son, 14 years old, and he's very young looking. Mm-hmm. So it kind of shocked me, in thinking, well, I mean, I guess she knew he was with him, help me, and that's the only person she knew. But it wasn't and I'm not saying she was wrong, but she called a little boy, her son, to help her against this grown man. And I'm happy. I'm not happy that the man ended up dead, but I'm happy that the little boy didn't come in there and try. I don't think he would have been able to beat the man if he came in there just with his fist.
Obviously. Because
it wasn't like she had a 17, 18-year-old son.
And there's a weight difference. You're talking about a 160-pound man with a 100-pound kid.
Right, but I'm saying, her kid. It's different. It's a difference if, you got a 17-year-old. We got nephews that are big boys. If their moms call them for help, they might could stand a chance against a grown man, depending on what size he is. But when I say, I'm oh, this is really a baby. He really is a little boy. I'm happy that he wasn't, charges were dropped because it was self-defense. Or he was protecting his mom. But I do hope that he receives the help that he needs, because he took a life.
Yeah, you're going to need therapy.
Yeah, so that I'm sure would weigh on anybody even if you're righteous in doing so.
Well, before we get to the therapy part, did he do the right thing?
I think he did, because who knows to what extent that man could have killed his mom.
Exactly.
He could have continued to hit, and again, if he would have ran up and like, get off my mom, and tried to physically intervene, he could have just knocked him to the ground. He could have punched him in the face and knocked him out. Like, I don't think he stood a chance. The sad part about it is that there was another grown man there.
There was 3 other grown men in there. That's my point. Is like what bothers me about it. It's like I told my wife this in the past, and I told my daughter this. Don't argue with men outside. Like, don't do that. Like, I don't know what you used to do in the past, and maybe you used to cuss dudes out all the time, but don't argue. Now that you with me, like, don't argue with men in the street, because everybody don't love you like I do. And there's men out here walking the street that'll beat the shit out of women. Like, no second chances, no thought about it. Like, they'll punch the shit out of a woman just like they'll do a man. So it ain't worth getting into an argument like that. But to have 3 other men in the store getting food too, and you hear this other man saying, I'm about to knock you the fuck out, and you hear that, and you look and see it's a woman, and nobody says, like, you know, you go your way. Yeah, like, you're not about to hit no woman. Like, go outside, chill, whatever. Like, let's calm down. Like, let's try to de-escalate the situation. But to just leave, and then it's like nowadays, right? You got to understand both sides, where men are sometimes in fear of taking that stance, because it's like, what if this dude got a gun on him? Like, the way people shoot people and kill people now, what if I say something to this guy and he fucking shoot me? Now, like, I'm trying to get home to my wife and kids. So I don't know if he got a hammer on his hip. I don't know if I say something to him now, I done escalated the situation. So it's a lot to think about. But you just would think, as a man, your natural instinct would be like, yo, bro, like, even before you even hit this woman, like, let's talk about it, let's chill, let's try to calm down.
Yeah.
Like, not disrespectful, like, in a way where you're going to make him lash out at you.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I think and not everybody may be able to think about it in that moment. I totally get the mind your business mentality, because you do want to make it home to your family. You don't want it to turn into a situation where you're put in danger too. But it would be great if people could stop to think, how can I de-escalate this situation? And the way to do so maybe is to approach it without any aggression.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I know you're a little upset right now. It's not worth it. I mean, even if you gotta be like, man, she not worth it. Just come on, just calm down. Don't let her. Don't let this. And I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying this may possibly be a way, to de-escalate. Don't let her make you end up in jail. Don't let her make you go there, or whatever. Find a way. Instead, you don't want to approach it like, yo, you better not hit her. Hit her, I'm gonna do X, Y, Z. Because you're right. You don't know if he got a gun, and then y'all both can become a victim. But regardless, I think it would have been great if any of those men could have thought about, how can I approach this as a grown? It's 3 of y'all, and not a 14-year-old. Her have to call on a 14-year-old to have to go to that measure, for a man to end up dead. Y'all could have potentially saved that man's life.
Could have. I mean, it was a 5-minute argument that ended up in the dude losing his life. And it's crazy how it's memes up that say, he went in there for a burger and left out with wings. Like, all that stuff. I don't really like how people play on somebody's life like that. But it's like, you fuck around and find out. Like, you can't just be punching women upside the head and then you end up dead. Now somebody's supposed to feel bad that you dead. And it's like, why the fuck are you punching on? Like, that's somebody's mom, that's somebody's sister, that's somebody's wife. Like, just like you got women in your family that you want to protect, what the fuck makes you think you can punch some lady upside the head and damn near knock her out in a store over a food order? Like, that shit don't make no sense to me at all. So, it's a part of me that's like, you get what you get when you do dumb shit like that. Like, you punching on women and she call her husband or her brother and they come fuck you up. That's what you get. Now, the fact that you lost your life, that's sad.
Yeah, you have children, you have a mother, you have family that love you. It's sad. It's sad that your whatever was going on through your mind, you didn't have the self-control to stop yourself from going to that point. Like, I don't even know what the argument is about. I can't even imagine what kind of argument a grown man could have had with a stranger grown woman that results in you punching her. I bet that ain't the first time he punched a woman in the face.
Even it's over who order is first. Like, y'all in line for food. So like if y'all didn't know each other, that y'all not arguing about nothing personal. So right. Obviously you're arguing about who place it is in line. Like, because he kept saying, just get your food and go. Just get your food and go. I'm about to knock you the fuck out like 3 times. Like, it's crazy. I'm not the one to poke my nose in shit, but I can't hear that in chaos in a corner store or some shit and not say, yo, bro, like, this ain't the way to go. Like, the cops gonna come, you gonna go to jail. Like, let's not do this. I don't understand how men stand in the store and not do that. Now, as the kid, he gonna need lots of therapy. He took a life, and I don't know anybody. When I was 14, I think any one of my friends would have did the same thing if they saw their mom being punched and they had a gun on them. Yeah. Like, that's just what it is. And I don't. It's not a culture thing. It's not where you from. I think a black kid, a white kid, a green kid. If you see your mom getting punched on and you 14 years old, and she called you for help, and this stranger man you don't know is punching your mom, you're going to do the same thing. Yeah. You just will. And it's just a fucked up sad.
How many times did he shoot him?
Twice. And that was the first degree murder thing, because he shot him in the store, he ran, and he shot him in the back. And the DA was like, he wasn't a threat at that time. So that's why it's first degree murder, because he wasn't a threat. Like, you didn't have to shoot him in the back, which probably was the shot that killed him. And, of course, social media, the public, everybody protesting and came out, not like in the street protesting, but just voicing their opinion about this, got them to kind of drop the charges because of the pressure. Like, how are you going to lock this mom and son up with first-degree murder charges against a person who was trying to do her bodily harm? And
him being 14 may help to substantiate the fact that even of them dropping the charges despite the fact that he was running away. Because as a 14-year-old kid, you may not have the rationale to think that. You could still be scared and thinking, I'm scared, is he going to come back? Or he's running, is he going to his car to get a gun?
That's another part you got to think about.
Yeah, I can see where a 14-year, like an adult, you expect them to have that rationale of the law, knowing that you can't.
You're scared.
Yeah, so you're just thinking, he running, he's still on foot, I gotta make sure he don't come back. So I could see them kind of, deciding and probably from the DA probably thought to themselves, looking at all of the circumstances, they probably not gonna win that. Mm-hmm. To charge a kid. They're not gonna, because people are just
gonna such a public fucking national thing.
But people are just gonna be so empathetic with a child, and the self-defense is going to hang over everything. Shot him once, okay. Shot him in the back, maybe shouldn't have. But self-defense, they probably knew they're not going to win that.
They'll prove that him shooting them in the back wasn't out of malice or anger.
Right, he was still scared. Yeah,
it was out of fear, because it would be a good lawyer would be like, how did my client not know he was running the car to get his gun after knowing he was shot? So I'm gonna go get my gun and shoot this person back. It doesn't mean because you running away, like, and you're not a threat no more.
Did you see Nicki Minaj offered to pay for him to go to college?
That's cool too.
She had posted something saying, about the mother, and if this boy wants to go to college, then she would cover it. And the mom responded and was like, "Thank you so much. Yes, my son will be going to college. We appreciate any help." And yeah,
that's what's up. That's having millions of dollars. I probably feels great to do something like that. I'm sure I would do something like that. This dude's name was Jeremy Brown, and they put up a GoFundMe for him, and like, the internet and its meanness is just terrible. But his GoFundMe was up for, I think, like a week, and it has $0. Like $0. Somebody actually put in there, so Jeremy Brown doesn't have insurance. His family can sell ass to find a hole to put him in.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But the sad part is, unfortunately, GoFundMes in many cases are supported by strangers because of empathy for your cause. In this case,
that's not getting
supported. You're not gonna get any empathy. I mean, and it's sad because he's gone. his family to have to bear that financial burden. It's very sad that they're being punished, if you want to look at it like that, for what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the way of the world. Like, nobody's gonna have empathy, which it's sad because his mom or his sisters, his kids, they shouldn't have to be put in that situation. But it's his fault. It's his fault that he put them in this situation where they'll have to this burden of,
because you just can't be out punching fucking women in the face. You woke up that morning, and I don't know what type of anger you had on your heart, but you can't just. You didn't think you would be dead by the evening time. You didn't think that you probably would punch a woman in the face 3 fucking times over an argument in line. But shit happens, and you got to be able to, like, not do shit like that.
Let me tell you how life is just.
I couldn't imagine, like, you going to pick up food. And like you getting into some petty ass argument with some dude who out of pocket and he punches you in the face.
I did have to learn. Like, you did tell me a long time ago, and if I'm potentially in a situation, it's been times where I've wanted to say something, or like I have had to learn to curb
dudes
my
out here
tongue
that drag women by the hair up and down the street.
I think to myself, I don't want my husband to have to be involved in this situation, especially before, you regained your legality, because it was like that always hung over my head. Like, if I have to call you to something, you could go to jail and it be bigger than what this situation is. So that I did have to learn to curb my tongue in certain situations, just because, and then, I mean, not only because of you, but because of myself too, because of my own safety.
Right.
This is another thing it's just crazy how life plays out. So Carlisha Hood, on the day this happened on Father's Day, she had posted on her Facebook page. She was like, oftentimes dads don't get the credit that they deserve, and blah, 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 blah. Her child's father, she was like, if he was in my life, I would, but he isn't, whatever the reason is. So she had randomly selected, I'm going to say like 5 to 10 of her face. She was like, I know it's something small, but I just wanted to show some appreciation to my Facebook followers. And it was like Men for Father's Day, $20, $40, like just, she was like, I just hope that y'all feel appreciated today, just randomly. And she reposted it on Instagram. It's like, this was the same day. So the same day she did that is when a man did this to her. I just hope that it doesn't jade her to the point. I mean,
nah, it will. You punch a fucking woman in the face like that, the way you can hear that sound like 3 times over some fucking argument.
But I mean, of course, she's gonna need therapy too. But I just hope that she maintains some hope for humanity in her heart. Like, he's going, it's horrible. Not to say there aren't other horrible people in the world, but she was doing a really nice thing that day, and then for that to happen the same day, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
It could totally shift your whole mindset about men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that being said, did you, and I never know what he's going to talk about, so I'm apologizing in advance, but did you see the story about the lady who shot the mom through the door?
Yeah, not getting any charges.
I don't.
It's a stand your ground law, and that's what I'm gonna say white people, Republicans, that's what they have in those red states that allows you to do something like that, because once somebody comes on your property and you can just say, I felt threatened. And the lady was 80 fucking years old. Like, she can say, oh, I thought this lady was coming to harm me. And because of stand your ground, it ain't right at all. The lady should be locked the fuck up. But because of that law, that's what's able to happen.
You talking about protests?
Yeah, that's what's able to happen.
We would surround this lady's. That to me was just insane. They say because of lack of evidence. The evidence is, I guess, lack of evidence that the deceased really wasn't threatening her, because she could say she felt threatened. There's only one. I mean, the sons were there as well, but their children.
Yeah, they were 9 and fucking 13.
She, I guess, her, and the 13-year-old wasn't even there. He came out.
And they're talking about the trauma that they have now. Like, they're really messed up behind this. Like, not just normal, like we're talking about.
Like, your mom was killed, and they feel guilt.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. They're really having a hard time with this shit.
I couldn't believe when I saw that, like, no evidence. The evidence is she shot her. The fact that you shoot somebody through 2 doors Like, how threatened did you feel? Because, like, there was a barrier.
Didn't we just have something like this where a guy walked up and was shot through a door?
Yeah.
It was just a story like that. Where that man, he did it. And it's like, you know, you can shoot through your door if you feel like somebody, and plus they're on your property at that point. So it's a, and then with that stand your ground shit, it's a fine line. That shit is big in Texas. And you know, in Texas, if you walk on somebody's property, they can shoot you. Like if they have a ranch and you walk across their ranch, they can rifle you down from like in the house because you're on their property and they don't know you. That shit is crazy. Just to be walking somewhere and get shot like that. You're not gonna see where this is coming to, but Justin Belton was a dude from Texas, right? And he cut the legs and paws off of 6 live puppies on Facebook. Now, this is sick. You know, everybody loves dogs. But aside from his sickness, right, he can't get an attorney. So the public defender's office declined to represent him. He can't get a paid attorney because no attorney will represent him because of what he did. Now, we all had the Michael Vick situation. We all, you know, experienced that. We've seen what happened. We've seen his repentance. We've seen the drowning of dogs and electrocuting dogs when they were hurt and all that kind of shit. And it's a heinous thing to do to an animal. But my question is, this is the first time that, I've seen Charles Manson have a lawyer. I've seen the Unabomber have a lawyer. I've seen people who
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer had a lawyer. He ate people. So my question is animal life as important as human life?
Some people think it's more important. You know what? I think some people value animal life, especially like pets that we love.
Why? Why?
That's what I'm about to say. Because they feel like they're helpless and they don't have a choice in the matter, especially when you're talking about a little puppy or a cat, a little kitten or something, where maybe they feel like humans have more judgment and free will. Like, I'm just going to use Jeffrey Dahmer just because we mentioned him. Not to say that any of his murder victims, it was their fault, but people may look at it like, well, if you didn't do this, or if you didn't go here, or if you could have ran away, or if you would have used your best judgment, where a puppy or, you know, some animal that's hurt, they're usually blindsided by it. You know, they
need us to help them. I get that.
So I think
especially as a baby. Now, I don't think grown dogs need us because dogs got fucking teeth. They can bite people. Like, they can defend themselves. They're not helpless.
They can, but you know, we had, you know, our baby, he would have never hurt us in a million years. No. And you could have, you know, if you were a different breed of person, if you had tried to hurt him, he would have never hurt us. But so I think that's why people value animal life over human life.
But it didn't used to be that way. Like when I was small, you was able to get a dog and you could tie it to a tree. You could feed it your table food. You could feed it bones. You could build it a doghouse outside, and it could live outside, and it was fine. And it's like nowadays something happened in society where people started to put animals, especially dogs. Like, I don't know how people feel about cats because I don't really fuck with cats, but people love dogs more than they love people. And it's like, how could you love something that is like, you don't love your own species the way you love another species? Like, why do people walk over humans on the street but will take home a fucking stray dog?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that these puppies' arms should have been cut off. I'm not saying that at all. This dude is fucked up and he should be thrown in jail. Like, let's get that out the way. But how an attorney won't, the public defender's office, who's supposed to like represent people, they're declining because they got pets at home? Like, when did that shit become a stance where it's like, you hurt an animal, we care more about that life than we do human life?
I mean, it's
like, people will step over a human being on the street asking for change. And it's like, but no, if a fucking stray, nasty, flea-ridden dog comes up and sniffs your ankle, some people are willing to take it home.
Andrea Yates killed her, 5 children, yes. And she had a lawyer. So, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just a sad part of society. And some of it, too, I think, is all about optics. Because people killing people since Cain and Abel. Mm-hmm. It's been since the beginning of time. So it's one of those cruel social norms that we've come to accept. And so a
Do you
lawyer,
think
but
you
just
can pinpoint a time though, like a time where it was like, when did people start caring about dogs?
listen, let me finish though. So people have kind of accepted that because it's been going on forever. So a lawyer, defend or being a lawyer for somebody who's a murderer, it's not really looked at. It's like, okay, they're doing their job, but a lawyer, it could probably be lawyers who really don't care about dogs, but they don't want the optics of, oh, you defended this person. So I think that's what it is. I don't think that all these lawyers are just being, so empathetic towards the canine population.
They're also thinking about their practice, and if I represent
what kind of negative feedback are we going to get?
Nobody will like us.
They're going to go on Google and give us bad reviews, you dog lovers and all of this.
Dog haters.
Dog haters, yeah. Or like, I don't know who the lawyers were for Michael Vick, but I bet you if you look at some backstories on them, I bet you they got some negative feedback, and that probably was some rumblings through the legal, but through the legal community where they realized, we're not doing that, because they may have had some, backfire from them being his attorney. So I think that's where it came from. Them pinpointing, I think probably, I'm gonna say probably like the 90s or so.
When you were 10. People didn't care about dogs when you were 10 like they do when you're 42.
Well, that's how I think around like 90s, because I think that's when, before dogs used to be like, when people had a dog, they weren't as like the cute, expensive kind of thing to have.
People feel that way about a German Shepherd or ugly or a pit bull. Like, people love fucking dogs.
But I'm saying, like, people pay good money for. Before it was like people had, like you said, picking up a stray and it become the family dog. I understand about the
bulldogs and the whatever they selling for $10,000, like the Frenchies. I understand those, but people love their German Shepherd. People love their fucking Rottweiler. People love their, stupid looking pug, and it's like.
I know, but I'm just saying. I think around the 90s is when dogs became like the thing to have as in families. Like, people always had a dog.
You rather have the dog other than a person. Like, let's straighten up our kid over here, or we kicked him out, but we got the dog.
Yeah.
Like, it's like life shouldn't. Us as a species, as human species, we should care about other humans more than we do animals. Like, animals are going to care about animals. That's why they're from the animal kingdom. And I mean, we're kind of from that too, but it's different. Like, we should care about our species the way that we care about dogs. And I'm not saying we shouldn't care about dogs. I'm not saying we shouldn't punish people who do what Mike Vick did or do what this guy did, but we shouldn't overlook ourselves to comfort an animal. Like, animals are animals. They're going to be animals. They're going to take care of each other just like we should take care of each other. Like, what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it. Just, I think it might be too little too late. I remember this girl told me that this was years ago. She was talking about how she had like a horrible upbringing and stuff. Sometimes they didn't have food and blah, 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 blah. But she was saying they had a dog, and the dog always had dog food. Like, her parents, like, so their priority was, and she is 10 years old. So I'm saying girl, but she's a woman. She's 10 years older than me. But this was like something from her childhood where she would say, they would go sometimes where she ain't had nothing to eat, but the dog did. So, I mean, people just messed up when it comes to animals.
Like, how
sometimes.
is, and that just makes me want to dig deep into that. But how are you not gonna do what you have to do to feed your children that you brought into the world, but yet a dog that you probably
got a bag and dog food ain't cheap.
Yeah, I mean, you spend $9 on a bag of dog food when you could have bought some potatoes and a pack of ground round, and y'all could have fucking ate like crazy. Yeah, like y'all could have ate good for a couple days. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know when it started, but there was a shift in society where it was like, now you can't even have dog houses. Like, I don't know why they sell dog houses. They sell dog houses for inside.
No, you can have dog houses, but you can't leave your dog out there.
But it's his house.
It's like having,
like, why can't he be outside in the drizzle? He go run in his fucking house. He can look out the window. It's a door on there. He peeking out with his head. He see when it stopped raining. He come back out.
He's subject to the elements, and they kind of look at, and people look at it like, people look at dogs as like a member of the family. It's like if your child has a playhouse in the yard, you wouldn't be like, you can just stay out there.
It's not your child.
I know. I'm saying, but people look at it like that, and we'll be transparent. We had a dog that had a dog house, and our neighbor used to call, and this was what, 15
Yeah, they called the
years
cops,
ago.
not the cops, but the animal people,
yeah.
because it drizzled.
And we were at work. The dog was eating. He came in every day we came home from work. He was on the chain like enough to move around the yard.
The whole yard. He was on a 40-foot lead that was staked in the middle of the yard. He can roam the whole entire yard, and he had a nice fucking house in the corner with a roof, with carpet in it, with a fucking open door, with food and water.
Yeah.
Like, but you can't do that in this day and age. Like, back when I was small, you could do that, and that was fine. You're taking care of the dog. Now that shit looked at as animal cruelty.
Yeah. I wish like DHS and stuff like that gave that kind of attention to children's cruelty.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You learn anything?
I did learn it, but I forgot, because I thought about like, I'm going to tell this on the show. But I forgot.
Wow. 3 grams. I ain't even gonna say I forgot. I didn't learn anything. Ryan Seacrest to host Wheel of Fortune. Heard this. I think that's a good slot for him. I mean, he think he would do well. I think, to be honest, he would have to like dull it down a little bit. He seems like a little bit too bright, because I'm thinking of him with the Dick Clark shit.
Yeah.
But he would have to.
He's not going to match Pat Sajak's. I mean, I think he was kind of obvious.
He can have that stupid joke humor, like that dry humor. He can do that.
Yeah, it was kind of so obvious. It would have been great for them to bring somebody that was like unknown. Like, because you think about Pat Sajak, right? Where did Pat Sajak come from? Except Wheel of Fortune. It's not like he was an actor who, like, don't get me wrong, I love Steve Harvey. We know where Steve Harvey came from when he joined Family Feud. But like Pat Sajak, Alex Trebek, they were never known to do anything else but that. It would have been great if they gave a new face, a new name, a chance to really like make a path for themselves. I'm not mad at Ryan Seacrest, but it's like obvious. Like, he's like the obvious fill-in for those kind of things. Like, he filled in for Dick Clark.
Right.
Took that spot. It just was kind of obvious.
That's a whole kind of production thing, like a whole like festivity, like.
But like, look at when Regis and Kelly, did Regis die or he just retired?
He died. I think he. I don't know. He retired. Okay. Let's just say he retired.
Well, when he went there, like, Ryan and Kelly, it's like he is the obvious, like that, Hollywood face to fill in those roles. And I think it would have just been great. I think he'll do a okay job, I guess, but it would have been great for them to introduce somebody that was like, or either somebody who is like unknown to the mass public, or somebody who was unexpected, I'll say. Yeah. I can't think of anybody per se, but I think that would have been a good way to go.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck who hosted.
Yeah.
What's the better show? Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, or Family Feud, and which one are you better at?
The better show is, I'm gonna say Family Feud.
Okay.
I think that's the better show, but I think I'm better at. Well, see, I would say I'm better at Wheel of Fortune, but Wheel of Fortune is really a gamble because you could know all the puzzles, but when you spin that wheel, if you don't have luck of the wheel, it don't matter. So I think I'm better at solving the puzzles, but I think I'm better at Family Feud because, of answering the questions. But I really enjoy Jeopardy.
So it would be 1 Family Feud, 2
Jeopardy, 3 Wheel of Fortune.
As far as what you're good at.
Oh, no. As far as what I'm good at.
Jeopardy would be number 3.
Yeah, I thought you was going to say what I enjoy most. But, babe, I be getting like 2 or 3 answers on Jeopardy.
But sometimes you be guessing and it'd be like,
yeah.
Like, what is she saying? Like,
I just be guessing. Like, I be in the ballpark. Like, I have no clue.
Sometimes you wasn't even in the countries.
No, yesterday that answer Indonesia I got right. You
did get Indonesia
but
right.
You know what it is? I use context clues. Sometimes I have you know how I knew that one? Just listening to her, you know I'm good with names. Well, sometimes I'm good with names and like kind of determining where where the origin is. I had no idea who that lady was, who her father, like, it just, so that's how sometimes I just know the answer once in a blue moon, but most of the time, if I have the right answer, I use context clues. Yeah. So
that's how I'm
but
Spanish.
I would love to watch Jeopardy. I mean, we've been watching it more often, but we used to watch it religiously. Mm-hmm. I really would like to watch it more because I feel like the more you watch it, the better you get.
Right.
Because you got to because sometimes like when it has the ones like a category that every answer has to start with P. You will know it, but you got to be fast on your feet.
Right.
And I think you get faster the more you watch it.
Yeah, I think the more you engage in it, I think that you get the rhythm of the questions.
And I think it keeps your mind fresh. I really want to watch that like more often.
Some hood shit, some ghetto shit. Couple guys got locked up some years ago. Their sentences came down. Casanova 2 times got 15 years for being one of the leaders of the guerrilla Stone Bloods, and Taxstone was convicted and got 35 years.
Damn.
So my point is just like, when is enough? Like, you know, having it all and then still being 1 foot in and having shit taken away from you. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, these guys were talented. Taxstone had a podcast future ahead of him, a bunch of shit lined up, and just to be like, you know, you killed somebody, you took a life, and now that shit's all gone and you got to do 35 years. And Casanova, like, you've been to jail your whole, like, you're a story of a person who's been to jail and never had to go to jail. Like, your mom brung you up a different way. Like, your mom had a job and gave you shit. You've said in interviews you stole and joined gangs and robbed just to be accepted. Like, you said those things out your own mouth. And it's like, young kids should take heed to this shit, and it's not worth it at all to be, you know, I want to be guerrilla pimp. I want to be leader of this. I want to be, you know, a bully to certain things and have everybody have this respect for me and admiration for me. But I end up with 15 years. I end up actually saying I don't want to be a part of the gang no more. Like, that shit don't work that way. You can't just have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You can't just quit when you want to. Like, and this is the ramifications of it. Like, 15 years, 35 years. Like, you talking about these guys being in their 50s and 60s when they come home from jail. It's just not worth it. And I think young kids should see stuff like this because young kids follow these guys and know who they are. It's just not worth it.
You know, you talk about the internet being relentless, you know, with his wife or girlfriend? Wife. Casanova. Mm-hmm. Posted, you know, he got sentenced and she was going to ride with him. Sometimes, you know, I appreciate...
Shouldn't do that. You should just keep that to yourself.
No, I appreciate the celebrities, if you want to call them that, or the known people that have that, what I call the Beyonce effect. And what I mean by that is they don't comment or respond to nothing. You know what you know. They post some cute pictures here and there, but they let people speculate and talk. They don't confirm nothing. They don't clarify nothing. They don't clear it up. I appreciate that. Like Beyonce, Lori Harvey, who's some other people. Like, it just goes to show you that when people don't want to be in the paparazzi and be in the mix, there's a way not to be. Mm-hmm. When you put your business out there and you post stuff, like you're asking for feedback, and you people was just talking so much trash. And then one of the things she was saying, like, oh, everybody talk about he got $150 when they were saying his face got sliced and got 100. She was like, go ahead and show him. He just got like a little $2.50. It's like a little cut that's just like right here. But it's still like, why are you glorifying that? Like, just keep, y'all too old for the jailhouse mockery. Like, this man got 15 years. And if you gonna ride with him, you gonna stick by him, that's all well and good. Do it. You don't have to tell nobody. That's between you and him. Just do it.
And once you in a gang, you in a gang. You can't denounce the gang and then start being attacked for it and then say, psych. Like, I was just joking, or now I'm back with y'all. Like, you're never going to be accepted like that. The fact that you denounce a gang in jail puts your target on your back for you to be fucked with. And that's what's happening to him. That's why he's being cut. That's why he's being attacked. But he's at a mind state of, holy shit, I just got 15 years. I did 8 years. I've been in and out of jail since I was 13. Like, now I'm about to do 15 years. I just was a rapper. Like, I just had millions of dollars. I just was out there amongst the people that I looked up to. Like, it was happening for me. And this is what I wanted to do, and this is what it ends with.
Because, like you said, you can't. That's like me going to work every day, doing what I'm supposed to do, and then at nighttime going out robbing. Like, you can't have one foot in, one foot out, because the worlds collide.
Yeah.
If you know Seinfeld, you know where that come from. Worlds collide.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be. It can't happen like that, because God ain't going to bless you like that.
No.
If God is trying to bless you in your career and you're trying to stay on track, you need to leave the other side alone.
Gave you a fan base of people who would listen to you, who listen to your story. So you can't, that's a blessing. You get, here's a record deal, here's $3 million. Like, that changes your life. Now you can do the things you want to do, fly to play, like be anywhere you want to be and be taken care of, and have your daughter taken care of, and you still want to do that? Like, no, like, I did that and ended up with 8 years. And so I'm going to go over here and do this. But the fact that you were still doing that, you end up with, you know, a whole bunch of time. It's just sad to see young black dudes get time like that in jail. It really is. It's just sad.
All right, let's wrap this show up. I gotta go in the room and tell you some secrets.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
Cause you're looking real nice sitting here. I got some secrets to tell you.
Alright, this fucking girl, Jesus, I can still smell you on me. like I'm good, you know? What the fuck?
I gotta tell you a secret.
I can still smell you on me from the other day. Like, and I've been showering, so don't act like I don't take no fucking showers. Timothy Southern.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had. Boy, I thought
that was 1 more gram.
Okay.
Timothy Southern. So chill.
Yeah, my fault.
He was in Jamaica and tried to take a cocktail challenge with 2 friends celebrating their birthday. He tried to drink all 21 cocktails on the menu, got to 12 and died. Something with like some type of cirrhosis and shock to his liver, and he died. He fell back and started convulsing and died. Trying to do a cocktail
challenge. You say he was 20? How old was he?
I think he was 31 years old.
Okay.
He tried to drink
21 drinks. Okay.
That all the drinks on the menu was the challenge. Because he met these 2 girls and they wanted to celebrate their birthdays. So he was like, yeah, I'll do the challenge with y'all. Let's drink all 21 drinks. They got to 12 and he died.
Jesus Christ. First of all, as stupid as that is
Are you
to
joking?
I was belching. No, as stupid as that is to, and I'm not smiling at his death. Condolences to his family, because again, another family having to suffer because of someone else's poor judgment and decision making. As stupid as that is, why? Like, I'm not condoning it, but everybody knows, like, when you drink, you got to drink a lot of water to be flushing your system. And it sounds like that's what he probably wasn't doing. Like,
or you just might have had too much alcohol at once. 12 drinks.
But that's what I'm saying. You have one drink 3 cups of water. You have another drink so that you are away. You're flushing out your kidneys, your liver is not going to be able to handle all it. Especially if, now it's a shame because you have some people that are degenerate alcoholics that drink like that, but they've been that way all their life probably and gradually getting worse. You can't just go from being like a casual drinker, you on vacation.
21 drinks tonight.
Yeah, your body is like, what the hell? Of
all different kinds. So if you're drinking the menu, it's not like it goes together. It's a blend of fucking browns and whites and champagnes and fruit drinks and beers and all kinds of shit on there.
Jesus Christ. I wonder if the hotel would be held liable for that, for serving them that.
I don't know. It gets kind of tricky if it's an all-inclusive, right?
Yeah, but is there supposed to be some monitoring and saying like, okay, you're too inebriated for us to continue to serve you?
What if he wasn't that inebriated? It just hit him in a different way.
His body just couldn't handle it. Yeah.
What if he wasn't belligerent and showing signs that he had too much?
And again, nobody's fault except for the person that made this decision. But the girls, you gotta think to yourself, damn, this is the 21st memory. This is the memory of your 21st birthday. You met a guy here. He ended up joining you for a challenge, a stranger, and he ended up dying. I mean, that's again, it's not their fault, but that's some guilt that you gotta carry now. I'm thinking, if we would have never initiated
we met that man
this,
and he died. Yeah, like we met that man. We made up the challenge to challenge him to drink all 21 drinks. He took it. Probably because we're hot and wanted to fucking, I want to do what y'all, like, I want to be friends with y'all. Just having
fun, but it's so reckless. It's just reckless fun, if that's what you want to call it. And then I know sometimes people have this whole mindset of, when you go to places like that and it's all inclusive, like, oh, the drinks ain't that strong, oh, they watered down. But if you ain't drinking like that on a regular, what makes you think your body can handle that? Mm-mm. That's like us going somewhere right now and if we had 2 drinks, we would be done.
If I had one drink, I would piss myself.
But I'm saying, okay, I'm saying one drink you might.
Liquor.
No, I'm saying one drink you would kind of feel like, oh, I shouldn't have did. But 2 drinks, we would be done for. If we had 4 drinks, our bodies. 2 drinks, I
would probably have to go to the hospital. No. 1 drink, I would pee. I know I would pee with 1 drink. 2 drinks, I would have to.
Why is that just the result? You just peeing?
Because I would be uncontrollably like. I can't control nothing. So 1 drink, I know I'm gonna pee. 2 drinks is gonna be the emergency room. 3 drinks, I'm gonna be like emergency room and anxiety, paranoid, and a little drunk. Like
a little drunk.
Yeah, like I'm a lot drunk.
Yeah.
3 drinks. Yeah.
You're gonna be like you're not gonna be able to talk.
It's not my shtick.
People,
not my
rest
shit.
in peace up to him and condolences to his family. Again, people, and I'm putting myself in this because we all sometimes may make decisions that we don't truly carefully think through. As we get older, those circumstances should decrease, because you should think about how your decision making affects others, how your decision making can affect your own future. What do you have to lose? What could go wrong? Like, your risk analysis should click in, even in a moment of what's supposed to be fun. Thinking like, I really don't want to put myself.
Drinking ain't fun. It's not. It's not fun. When you get to a certain age, I don't know, 27, 28, something clicks and you hurt the next day. It ain't the same. You don't bounce back. That shit makes you sick inside. Like headaches for a fucking day and a half. Throat fucked up. Chest messed up. Can't breathe right. Sweats. Like, why do people want to do that? Like, that shit is not fun.
Everybody drink like that. You were never a drinker.
I know, but it seems like even the people who socially drink, right? And they go out every weekend and have 2 drinks. The fact that you do that every weekend is like, you need that. It's like you like when you said it was a light when it clicked on when you found out, like, I can be fun without being under the influence of something. And people would say to you, like, damn, you just a fun person because your personality, like, you're not having drink. Like, no, I'm drinking ginger ale. Like, I thought you had 3 drinks. Like, no, I'm just a fun person. Like, but some people don't have that unless they do the routine of come home from work, get dressed, go out, have some drinks, have some food. Now they can be who they wanted to be all week.
Well, some people, it's a little different because I was kind of forced to stop drinking. 1, because I scared myself, and then 2, God reinforced it with medical stuff. So it was different for me. But then some people, it's not that they don't want to, they haven't given themselves a chance. Like, for me, it was like, all right, you can't drink. Like, you can hurt yourself. So what you gonna do? Like, not have fun? Not want to sing karaoke? Not want to dance? Like, I'm the first one to want to have fun when I want to have fun. And I realized, like, even with smoking, like, I remember when I stopped, and then, like, a while, like maybe 6 months later, like, we smoked together, and we both said to each other, I was like, I don't like this. Like, I felt like, ooh, I don't feel like myself. Like, I was enjoying feeling like myself. And when I didn't feel like myself, it was like, I don't want to be high no more. Like I don't want to be high no
I
more.
don't know how alcohol don't make everybody feel like that. Like you're one bad.
But people might feel the same way about marijuana, boo.
Yeah, but marijuana don't make you feel like alcohol, and I know it.
You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make you feel like your quote unquote normal self. Like when you wake up.
I would agree. I would agree. It hits people different.
No, I would be rather high than drunk.
Some people it just does something different. It's funny to me because it's like it doesn't have that effect on me. Mm-hmm. So when somebody freaks out because they smoked a joint, it's like, damn, like you really like beside yourself because you high. Like calm down. But whatever, man. Condolences to his family. I would not suggest somebody drink 21 drinks.
I bet you resorts are going to change their policies.
Yeah, like you can't do no shit like that.
Yeah, just because even if they're not held liable, they are going to want to try to avoid any future litigation.
Mm-hmm. Let's do a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 129 coming to a close. It's your boy International Walk.
It's your girl Tosh, the co-host is with the most.
Y'all can catch us on act2thepodcast.com, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Radio Public, TikTok, Breaker, Spotify. Our faces are there. I check every week. We're always there. So fuck with us. If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.